I got stuff right here. Oh, everything just showing all the flaws. Okay. Hello YouTube and welcome to my Bootsy channel. And if you don't know, I am Ariana, aka Yamachu. So today, I'm gonna tell y'all the first time, a story time of my first time ever getting into a fight. So, first thing foremost, this was in elementary. I think I was in 6th, 7th. I went to that school. So, no, 6th, 7th, and 8th. I went to my middle school, and then 5th grade, I believe, I got into my first fight. So I'm gonna just put this, like, I was living in the South and I was always moving schools, right? So I was living in the South. And I had a neighbor, and she was outside doing this flipping coin thingy, and she saw me and she was like, do you want to try? I'm gonna try not to put my story all confusing because I'll be all over the place when I tell stories. So I saw my neighbor and I was like, what you doing? I'm flipping a coin to tell the future. The future? Yeah, do you want to try? Yeah. So she gave me the coin and she was flipping it. It was like a normal quarter, whatever. And like, I forgot what it was, but like, I think heads was like true and then tails was like false. And I flipped it and I was like, is my crush even gonna date me? Cause like, is my crush even gonna date me? And it said no. I said, am I ever gonna get in a fight with my best friends? But I didn't have any best friends. I was just like, if I ever get best friends, like, would I ever get in a fight? It said yes. And I was like, I wonder who I'm going to get a fight with. But, like, I was just like, just wondering, that's been on my mind. I wonder who I'm going to get a fight with. If whoever's my best friend is going to be, I wonder who I'm going to get a fight with. So, coming the first day, I wouldn't say first day of school, but like, school started that time, and we met our teacher. There was this girl, we're gonna call her A, because we had like similar names, and I just want to call her A. So her name was A. I met A. Her, a couple months later, her cousin, I think, transferred to that school, and of course they were close, and I was getting close to A during that time. And her cousin comes in, her transfers, whatever the case may be. Because I don't really remember her being there at the beginning of the school. But yeah, so we're going to call her N. So A and N always were together. So that means I was always with them because like I was getting close to A and I was getting close to her, her cousin. And you know how like you have recess, you gotta line up on the line after lunch and whatever the case may be. So, like, months go past, we're in the middle of the school year, I think, and we end up going, like, we're close this time, like, we're like close. And everyone had like their little touchscreen phones, and I had an Obama phone. And I had the little clicker things with the Obama phone, right? And like, we were playing at the tennis court. Not the tennis court. We're playing that little game where you hit the ball and it goes around. If you know what I'm talking about, yeah, we're playing that at the time. And then we decided to go to the bathroom, and we had like these little portables. And we ended up going into the bathroom, and like, you could, like, there would be kids, like, standing up on top of the thing and kicking the door, and the latch would pop open. Whatever. Like, it would pop open, so kids thought that was cool, and if you did it, you was cool back then. So knowing me trying to be cool, the first time I did it, it went good. It went good, right? Then the second time I did it, the door fell off the bathroom stall. I was like, oh my God, what did I do? I'm over here, the bell, okay, the school bell, the lunch bell rings. We're at lunch at this point. So the lunch bell rings. And I'm in tears. I am crying. So I get my Obama phone. I call my mom. I'm sitting on the seat in that stall. It was the big stall too. And I'm like, Mom, I broke the stall door. Whatever. So they had security cameras, and I just went back to class, and I was upset. I was late. I was like, I ain't gonna tell him. Like, I got into class. He was like, where were you? I said, I just kept my mouth closed. And then they finally they looked at the security camera because I guess they looked and the bathroom stall door was broken. So I get called up and they're like, oh, like, you're not in trouble, but like, did you break the bathroom stall? And I told them yes. And they're like, who were there? And I told who was there, A and N, because we're all playing in the bathroom. So I guess they got caught up to talk to them, and I got back to class. So, and get back to class, whatever. So, they were talking to me during class, and they're like, oh, so you blame the stall door on us or whatever. And I was like, what are you talking about? I told him I did it, So we was getting in an argument at this time, and these were my best friends. So we're getting in an argument at this time. And I'm like, I did not blame it on you. I did not, I'm telling you, I didn't blame it. And they're like, yes, you did, we are arguing. So we get sent outside, we're sitting outside, and we're just, irritated, hella mad, and we're not talking to each other, whatever. But the two cousins are talking about me, whatever the case may be. So, time goes on, not time goes on, but a week passed or whatever. So we have this other girl, we're gonna call her R. So how you used to tell somebody something, you'd be like, go back and go tell them. And then what they say, come back and come tell me. So it was, days went by, we're at lunch again. I tell R to go tell A and N what I said because then we kept sending her back and forth. Then, I'm like, oh, she said that, and we're like, no, I don't believe her, blah, blah, blah. Then we're playing, I think it was tetherball. Yes, it was tetherball. So, she kept, I was hanging out with some other girls, and, we just kept looking at each other from across from the tetherball court. And we're just I'm like, oh, wow. This girl saying, R is saying this and that, blah, blah, blah. Then the bell rings, right? A and N walk up to me, and R is with me at the time because the last thing was them sitting her back to me, and that's when the bell rings, so we walk together. Then A and N, they're they're walking together, but they're walking towards us, and I mostly had a problem with N, not really A, but mostly N. And N, we kept arguing and stuff like that. Then, I remember just arguing. And then we get in line, whatever the case may be. Then the next day, we had each other's numbers, I remember. But we're arguing on my Obama phone. I remember going outside, and then I was we're arguing on the phone, and I'm like, you effing bitch, just cussing around. And I was like, you bitch, you this, and we're text messaging, we're texting. My mom finds my phone, and she's like, what the heck is this? And I just well, they're starting problems with me, My mom really didn't care at the time, I guess. And then that next day, we send an R, back and forth again. Then the bell rings. They're walking towards us again. But this time, it was more heated because we argued over the phone. And she accidentally touched my hand. Then I was like, if you do that again, it's gonna be a problem. She touches my hand again. Touch me one more time, it's gonna be a problem. Knowing my dumb self, that morning, that day at lunch, because it was lunch again. That day, I wore my sister's boots because she left them there, and I was wearing, and it was kind of warm-ish, winter-ish type of, weather going on, but it was warm. The sun, when the sun poked out, it was kind of hot and stuff like that. So I wore my sister's boots, And that day, she touched my hand, said, you do it again, it's gonna be a problem. She touched my hand again. Do it again, it's gonna be a problem. She did it again. We started boop, 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 boop. We started fighting. At this point, we started fighting because I was mad because this girl touched my hand. And we're fighting. And we're boop, 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 whatever. Case may be. I was getting her at the time. I was boop, 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 boop. But I had my sister's boots on. So I slipped onto the ground. And she's getting me on top. Boop, boop. She had a couple of hits. And then the little security people that we, managing the recess and everything, comes over, takes her off, pulls her on top. Then, you know how when you first fight or whatever, tears just start coming down. So she, the security guard, whatever, picks her up, holds her, and then the other one gets me, picks it up, and puts me over his shoulder because we kept trying to pull at each other when they was picking us up, and we're just trying to hit each other, and we just cussing each other out. So there was two what is it called, portables. So one took us this way, the other one took us the opposite way. Then we finally get into the what is it called, the office. And I guess the principal was having lunch with other students because they got in trouble, whatever. They was having a meeting. And then we went in there and walked in, and then I was just they set us both in the room when the principal was having lunch with the kids. I guess they were in trouble or whatever. And then she was like, well, you really had to have a fight when I was having a meeting. Da da da. Why don't y'all go ahead and fight again? We both looked at her crazy, and we both looked at each other, and we just looked at her again. We're like, girl, you missed the whole fight. You should have been at the concert. You should have been there. Cause But they literally just talked to us later and whatever. But yeah, that was my first fight. And now, yeah. I just I literally, I swear, I can't literally roast for nothing. I can't even roast the hoe for nothing. It was my first time ever fighting. So if you guys want other story times, or want to see more videos on this channel, please subscribe because I am coming back. I want to be consistent on YouTube. So. If you guys want more and want doing this face, please let me know, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.